Hello and welcome to this training. It's 7 ways to use digital marketing for your business online with me, Barr Media. So let's get started. On this training, we're going to look at the 7 ways to use digital marketing for your business online. And the first one is obviously your website. Your website is the go-to place where people will find you online. So the content that you produce that's on it needs to have a clear message that will engage with your target audience. And when they come to your website and visit and have a look at you and what you do, they're going to stay on your website for a while. So if you don't have engaging content that doesn't resonate with them, so in other words, it's not practicable or tangible for them, they cannot understand what it is that the message that you're portraying from your website, then they're not going to stay on it for very long. And you're going to end up with very high bounce rates. So this is a big consideration. If this is the only method of marketing that you use for your business, it's so important that you spend time and get this right for everybody. And then you will start to see the traffic flow, you'll start to rank in the search engines, and then you will start to have customers that will engage with you, and then you will increase your leads, your sales and your profits, etc. The second one is social media. You have to decide what social media channels that you want to operate on. Most people operate on Facebook with a business page, and same with Instagram. LinkedIn is another one. You can have a personal profile and a business page, and then obviously you have YouTube and things like that. So whichever it is that you want to use, it's important again that you give a clear message. Try and use keywords that your target audience would use to search for you. Obviously, so it's the keywords. Try and summarize what you are as a business and the area in which you're operating. So in terms of what we do, we operate a course called Digital Marketing, Digital DNA Unlocked. So Digital DNA Unlocked, Halifax, or wherever it is that you are around your business. Digital Marketing Strategist, Halifax. And these are the type of things. So you have to put that in your social media, but make sure that you have a link that goes to your website from your social media. This is called a backlink. And all the social media platforms have a very high authority in Google. So if you do this right from your content, you will start to rank in the search engines. Moving on to number 3. Again, this is a big one, guys, if you're not doing it, blogging. Some people have a blog on their website. The key with having it on your website is you must do it on a regular basis. You must have plenty of articles there. And here again is another key when you're blogging off your own website. In other words, you have a blog page. Do not date your blog articles, and here's why. If you don't update your blogging for quite a while and people arrive on your website and there is a 6 months gap between your last one, they're going to think your website is not relevant, and they're going to think that you don't update it, and which holds a lot against the company when people want to do business with them. It took them 6 months to update their website. Do I really want to do business with them? It could take them 6 months, to look after me as a client, or it shows that they're not organized. Lots of things can be shown from just a simple date on your website from a blog post. Many people have done blog posts and they haven't posted for 3 years. What's that telling a target audience that's coming to their website? It's not very good. So one of the things is, do not put dates on your blogs if you're using your website. The second way that you can do it, again, depends on what the name of your business is, the area that you operate in, and the niche that you operate in, the industry. It may be difficult from your website to get ranked in Google for the keywords that you want to. And if that is the case, buy another domain name that relates to the keywords or around your industry niche and blog from that website. And then put links from all your blogs back to your own website, which is the money site. But make sure that you do engaging content on your blogging, so that we can build an audience up, and then you can start to attract more people. And from your blog posts, Bobby Barr Media do a training. It's like a one-to-one training where you can create blog posts from videos around any niche very, very quickly and have them on a website within an hour. By the time that you've created it, gone through, make sure everything's okay word-wise, you can have it on your website in an hour with a video in your post that's already ranking in Google. So hit us up on our social media at the end of this training, and then we can have a chat if that's something that you want to progress. Next one is YouTube. Cannot stress this enough. If you are not doing video as a business right now, you need to change, because in 2021 and beyond, video is ranking above most things. And if you're not doing it, people that are in your industry that are certainly going to overtake you in the rankings. So video is so important. To have video on your website, to have video on your social media channels, and have video on your blogging. And when you create that video for YouTube, and there's a multitude of ways of doing it, again, it's training that we do. We provide a consultancy, so you're more than happy to tap into that, and we'll give you some advice in how you can move forward and do it, no problems. But when you've created your YouTube video, you can then use it and put it in your website, in your social media, in your blogging. You can put it anywhere you want, and that gets you ranking. Remember, YouTube is owned by Google. Google is the biggest search engine in the world that has approximately 75% or more of all the world's traffic. There is 4.5 billion people that log on to the internet every day, making around 9 billion searches. Think about it. The amount of videos that are now online is astronomical. So if you're not in there, you're going to miss out for sure. Moving on to the next one. Podcasting. This is a huge one, guys, going forward. And it is even suggested that podcast will overtake video. And here's why. You can do two things at once listening to audio. You in your car, you listen to music, which again is audio. And you can be the exact same from a marketing point of view. Most people who have done podcasting over the past 5 or so years have done it by way of a show, and they've spent significant money up front, buying the equipment and the marketing, i.e. the branding, etc. But they've got no followers, and many people give up. And I have seen this for myself, and I have looked at it and thought, there's definitely other ways to use podcasting, and marketing is certainly one of them. You can create short 5, 10, 15, 20 minute podcasts, and you can do more of them, which gives you more rankings. And when you have a show, you're trying to build up an audience. Very, very difficult. Whereas if you are doing it as a marketing tool and you're updating it, using keywords, talking about the things that you want to do in your industry, it's going to help you rank in the search engine first pages. So again, if you're not doing podcasting, you need to do it. You can do it for absolute free, guys. You can make up your artwork on Canva for free and similar platforms. You can do all your audio for free. You have an audio on your mobile phone, talk into it, upload it. That's your podcast started. You can start podcasting on podcast channels for free. Again, it's a training that we do or a consultancy which we can do to help you get started. And you can be up and running and have your first podcast out there within hours. The key is loading your podcast onto all the platforms such as Google, such as Apple, and such as Amazon, for example, the podcast platforms. But once you're on there, you can create content straight away. It will rank from your platform instantly, but to have it more visible in the search engines on those Google, Amazon and Apple, it takes a few hours to do it, but you can be up and running in no time. So YouTube and podcasting are the two things that's going to catapult your exposure and visibility online for the long term. So if you're not doing it, you need to start adopting it, or you're going to get left behind. Moving on to number 6, pay-per-clicks. If you've got a budget that you can spend significantly. You can have lots of traffic within a very short period of time doing pay-per-clicks. There is pluses and there is also drawbacks to doing pay-per-clicks. So let's look at the pluses first and foremost. You can have traffic very, very quickly. You're going to rank for a lot more keywords. And if you're using an agency to do it, they will ask you for a budget and then they will spend your budget. It's about where you send the traffic. You need to send it somewhere that's of significance, depending on what you're ranking for. If you're just sending them to your website and expecting them to navigate their own way around, you may be spending money and throwing it down the drain. But if you want traffic quickly and you've got the budget, pay-per-click, you can do it instantly. Here's the downside of pay-per-clicks if you don't do it right. Number one, it will cost you a hell of a lot of money. Number two, if you're using an agency, it's important that you get close to them and start understanding what you're paying for, the words, the keywords that's being used that you are paying for. Some may not be relevant to your business. When you do Google pay-per-clicks, unless they are very keen on the words that you're ranking for, Google will automatically rank you for words that they feel is associated around your niche. And a lot of people's budget goes very quickly and doesn't really give them anything from it. And a lot of people get a little bit disheartened and they pack in and stop doing it. But there is ways that you can do it on your own. And again, we'll provide consultancy and some coaching on how you can do that. And once you understand the wording that you want to come up for, you can pay a little bit higher for those. But then there's going to be words that are low-lying fruits that might have 10 or 20 searches a month. You can then bid for those and pay a lot less. And when you start to look at those things, you can then start to make your budget go a lot further for you, where you can't really do that with an agency because they're paid a percentage on what, of your budget. And if you're, using lots of words that are only ranking for 5, 10, 15, 20, that's no use to them. They're not going to earn any money from it. So that's a thing that you need to consider. The other thing that's a downside, if you are sending people, as I mentioned just a little while ago, to your website with no real target and wanting people to find their own way, forget it. You're just wasting your money. And if that's the case, you need to change and start sending them to a page that's relevant. Or create a new landing page that's around your niche. Send them there. You can put click links on there to say, are you looking for this, 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 or this? And they will click it. And then that directs to a page on your website. And that way you will get better traffic retention and stop high bounce rates. Remember, you're paying for the clicks, you're paying for the click, or you're paying per click. But if you send them to your website and people leave it straight away, you're also being affected from the high bounce rates to your website. Again, you can be penalized in Google. Moving on to the last one, guys, paid ads. Again, this is a way of utilizing your exposure and visibility over the long term. You can have a feature in a magazine, in a publication, wherever it is that you use in your area, or you can go for a national or an international publication. And once you are published in somewhere like that, yes, you will pay for it, but the smaller ones generally pick it up for free. And your links are going to be in there called a backlink. And the more of those that you can get that's positive will tell the search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, that you are an authority in your industry. So it's so important to work smart and use a multitude of ways. Don't just rely on one way of marketing, because if that stops working for you, you're stuck and you have nothing left. Banner ads is another one that you can use on blogging sites, on high traffic sites where people use it just to make money. You can put your links on there in the way of a banner that links to your website. Is another way of doing paid ads. Paid ads will help you over the long term if you work smart. And again, we do training and we provide a service in this area to rank you for the long term. If you want short-term traffic, pay-per-clicks is the way forward. And just be smart in the way that you spend your budget, and that's all I'm going to say. That's the 7 ways to use digital marketing for your business online. And I want to thank you for watching this. And here are some platforms that you can follow us on: LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, podcast channel, and YouTube channel. Come and follow us. Get in touch if you've got any questions that you'd like answered from this training. And thank you for watching. It's been great. And this is Bobby Barr Media. Look forward to seeing you on the next training.